Hi everyone, Sean Humphreys here. Welcome to this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this podcast, we're going to discuss resilient leadership. Welcome to the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this podcast, we'll help you to lead a more resilient professional and personal life by sharing great content to make you smarter, more energetic, emotionally healthy, financially confident, so you accomplish your professional and personal goals in spite of the challenges that are sure to come your way. Resilient leadership is rooted in resilient living. Great leaders demonstrate that they have a devotion to the cause and the people, not the perks and the privilege. A leader earns devotion by showing and acting with devotion. What are some great examples of this? Well, officers eat last. They lead from the front. And they don't have someone else do more than they're willing to do. Now, at times, great leaders can have a tendency to try to fix everything around them. But sometimes certain things just can't be fixed. Sometimes the best solution is to fix what's going right and create more of the right stuff. Now, great leaders have the wisdom not to get bogged down by the stuff that's creating inertia. Instead, they focus on the right stuff, like I said, on the positive stuff that will help them break through the inertia. The unique skills of your team, the resources that you have. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. Leadership's responsibility is to work intelligently with what you have and not to fantasize about some flawless world of flawless systems, flawless people, and perfect choices. True leadership is about leading in spite of the challenges. And as a leader, you won't always be successful. Great leaders have the humility to understand this. Most great leaders have lived on both sides of success and failure. And most leaders will admit that they've learned far more from their failures than any lessons learned from their successes. So if you want to lead well, you need to learn the habits of resilience. These habits take work, pain, and time. As Eric Greitens says in his great book, Resilience, resilience is a leader's defining trait, not only because the leader of any worthwhile effort will have to confront hardship and suffering, but because the character of a true leader can only be developed under fire and pressure. This is where resilience does its work. Eric Greitens goes on to say that if you want to truly lead, you need to do it with both internal and external integrity. Great leaders lead through congruent action. If you want to inspire devotion, you need to be devoted. If you want to inspire belief, you need to believe. And if you want to inspire motivation, you need to be motivated. In the age of corruption, spinning the facts, and a focus on the individual, these kinds of sentiments seem very old-fashioned. But true leadership is about both your internal world and your external world, lining up so that you live a life of integrity. You don't have to say you live a life of integrity. The people you lead will see it, and it will inspire them to follow important purposes that you're leading them towards. Well, that concludes this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. For more information about building personal and professional resiliency, be sure to download our free ebook, The Resilient Professional. And don't hesitate to contact us if you want to begin a conversation about customized training programs to help your staff and teams to be professionally and personally resilient.